Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'll be talking about understanding market trends and direction using Stacey burke method. I'll also share tips on how to hold your trades longer based on my personal experience. Before we get started, I want to emphasize how important understanding market direction is for your trading. Knowing the market direction helps you identify the right setup. You should know if the trade you want to take is a trend trade or a reversal trade, and it also helps you to take profits. Know when to hold your trades or when to take your profits. Overall, it helps you to master your trading setup. Now let's dive into the main topic. We know that the market moves in three phases. This is actually basic information. We have a bullish trend market that is making series of higher highs and higher lows, and then we have a bearish market. This is characterized by lower highs and lower lows, and then we have a ranging market where the market consolidates without any clear direction. So according to Stacey, the highs and lows of the week is what gives us our directional bias. Of course, the market does three things. It breaks out, it pulls back and trend, it breaks out, pull back and reverse, then it breaks out and then goes into a trading range. So we look at candle breakout. So let's assume GBP USD on the weekly is breaking out. So we have weekly candle breaking out and closing in breakout. So we can say that this market is bullish. You can also have market that is breaking lower and closing in breakout. You can say the market is in a downtrend. Now you can also apply this to a daily chart for intraday trades. So you can have a daily candle that is breaking out and then closing in breakout. So you can say this market is in a bullish trend. Then we can have market that is breaking lower, closing in breakout. You can say the market is in a downtrend. Now, how do we identify reversal? How I identify reversal? So let's assume we're on Euro USD and then the weekly is breaking out, is in a bullish trend, breaking out and then closing in breakout. And then we have smaller candles that started forming on the inside. You can have an inside day, you can have maybe a first breakout candle, Then we now have a red candle that closes below the low of these two candles. I usually do not consider this a break in structure. This is the last lower high here is broken. This is when I consider this a reversal. So this is how I look at reversal. Now let's get into how to swing your trade or your position using this method. Now you know that market is either trending or it's either in a pullback. Now I trade two types of pullback. We have the minor pullback and the major pullback. So I will start with the major pullback. So let's assume we are bullish. Our weekly candle is breaking out and closing in breakout. Of course, I want to mention that if you like to follow the trend, always make sure that your weekly breakout aligns with your daily breakout. So what I mean is, if weekly is closing in breakout, like it's breaking out upward and closing in breakout, and you want to follow the trend, make sure that the daily is also breaking out and then closing in breakout. Make sure that these two time frame aligns with each other. So now, how do I take major pullbacks? So we have a weekly that is breaking out and then closing in breakout. So you have weekly closing in breakout. Then you go to your daily time frame is breaking lower. Let's assume that daily time frame is now in a downtrend. It's not aligned with the weekly trend. So we have daily that is breaking lower and closing in breakout. It's in downtrend. What we expect this thing to do is expect this daily downtrend to approach a weekly level. So we expect this daily downtrend to approach this zone here, this lower high here or here. These are all zones or here. We expect the daily to approach this zone here and then gives us our entry candle, like a daily candle that indicates reversal. And then I also look for either first green day or an inside day that aligns with my entry criteria, and then I continue with this trend here. Now this is my major pullback. So we have a weekly that is in bullish trend, and now on the daily is making lower lows, like the candles are closing below and forming a bearish market. I will expect the daily to approach a weekly zone, then gives us a reversal candle, then continue with the higher time frame trend. This is what I consider major pullback. Now we have a minor pullback. Now this minor pullback, I look for it on the daily time frame. Now let's assume that I'm also going to use an uptrend scenario to explain it. So we have weekly that is in an uptrend, and then on the daily is also in an uptrend. Sorry guys, let me do this again. So we have a weekly that's in an uptrend, then when you go down to your daily time frame, also have a daily that is also like aligned with the trend on the weekly time frame. We have daily that is breaking out and closing in breakout. Then we have a very large daily candle that breaks this high and then closes in breakout. Then we started having small downtrend. So we started having small downtrend, like down candle inside this daily range here. So having small down candle rather, making lower lows on the inside, and then when it approaches the low of this, it either approaches here or here, then gives you a first green day, and then or inside there, and then reverse, continue with the trend. So this is how I swing with this method. It's either I take minor pullbacks or I take major pullbacks. So minor pullback is just a market that is selling on the daily range inside. So as I said, minor pullbacks is just market that is selling within a daily range, and the major pullback is market that is selling inside a weekly range. So let's quickly go to our chart so that I can just show you example. So guys, let me also mention that anytime you want to trade a particular pair, make sure that you have a clean market that is in clear breakout, so that you won't go and choose a pair that will give you headache. Just make sure you go through your pairs and look at, like, select one that has a clear movement. So this is GBP Swiss franc, and this is we're on the weekly time frame. So as you can see here, the market has been in a downtrend. See the market breaking lower, like breaking out lower, although this breakout is not clear, but you can see that the market has been in a downtrend. Then we had this last down candle, and then we had the bullish candle, but this bullish candle did not close above this last down candle. So on the daily time frame, I will consider this a pullback. You can actually take this trade if you can actually take this pullback if you understand this very well. So I actually consider this a pullback until this week closed above this red candle. Okay, this candle closed. Look at it here. Let me zoom in. So you can see this green candle, this particular candle closed above this red candle here. This is when the trend changed to the upside, and then market started going up. Now for the major pullback that I talked about, you can see how market was inside this down candle was inside this weekly range here. If you go to the daily time frame, let's go to the daily time frame. So when you go down to your daily time frame, this is the weekly zone where we marked here. You can see that price reacted at this zone, but let's go to the daily time frame to see how the price action is. So you can see that market was actually selling, it's closing in breakout shorts, and then when it approached that zone, Yeah, you could see gave us a first green day, and then we reversed, and then we'll continue the bullish trend on the weekly. If you even go back to the past price action, you can see here that this bullish candle that closed above this weekly down candle, you can see as it closed above it, it went to go and tap a monthly zone. You can go and check it on your chart, but this is another topic for another day. So you can see here too, we have this down candle here, and the market was trading on the inside. So it was trading on the inside until it approached this zone. As long as it didn't break the high of this, as long as it didn't break the high of this down candle, we are still in a bullish trend. So we are still in a bearish trend. All this up movement is just a pullback. So imagine if you call this trade here up here, and then you sold and held for, I mean, this more than how many weeks? This more than 10 weeks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So for 8 weeks, we hold this trade for 8 weeks. That's a lot of profit. So this is just how I swing the market. So let's check another chart. So guys, learn to select your chart, because there are some charts you look at, then analyzing it alone gives you like headache. So let's go to Euro JPY. So I like to look at clean charts. So you can see this one too. On the weekly chart, we are bullish. Market is closing in breakout, and it's breaking out long and closing a breakout. And then we had a pullback. This is what I call a major pullback. This is a pullback, like a down movement within a weekly range. You can see the down movement within a weekly range. You can see the down movement, and when they go to this zone, let's go to the daily time frame. So on the daily chart, you can see that market was also selling on the inside, but when it approached this zone, okay, this can also stand in as a minor and a major pullback, because the last bullish candle was not broken. The low of the last bullish candle was not broken, so we are still, of course, we're still in an uptrend. So this down movement is just a pullback, and then once it got to this zone, as you can see, it gave us first green day and then reversed. This is the way I just swing with this way I swing with this strategy. So I hope this video will be helpful to you. Please don't, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do well to subscribe, as I'll be dropping more videos that will be helpful to you. So see you in my next video.